Hey guys, welcome to another video on the Inside Spurs channel, and match review of the Bournemouth 1-0 defeat, and we got plenty to talk about in this game. I think that was the first time this season that I sat there, and I was sitting in this chair. I was sitting literally in this chair, and I was pretty much watching it in this angle. So what you see of me right now is kind of what I was in, I guess, seated in a way for the game. I just sat there like this the whole time. You know, there was things that I didn't agree with substitution wise. You know, but I also have to kind of put things into context as well. That, you know, you're missing half a squad basically at the moment, and I want to put some blame on some people. So let's jump in. Sorry, Evening Van Gogh, mate. Miserable performance that was. Cancelled season at this point. Worst performance ever. This team cannot play twice a week. We're inconsistent, but not at this level. You can't go this long and keep fighting excuses. Whatever that's been going on right now is clearly not working. There needs to be a change of formation at the very least. That was the most shocking performance ever. Hey, Sonia, how are you? Told my girlfriend to support someone else, babe. Don't suffer. I can't believe Madders missed the sitter. Slanky poor up top. Even adventurous, how a massive drop in midfield. I want to talk about Bentancur being missed severely because Bentancur, I don't know if everyone remembered, but I remember literally a week ago today, Bentancur in that game. He wasn't great in that game either. I actually think Basuma wasn't that bad. I think Pape struggled today. I don't think Pape was at the races whatsoever. I don't get also the players that have barely played recently looked even more tired than the players that have been playing 2 or 3 games a week. Archie Gray in the first half looked absolutely like he was running in mud at times. Even Bergvall when he came on, when he was chasing backwards, and this is all, by the way, chasing backwards. Looks like they were running in treacle at times. Chelsea do horrible things to us. They will. We should have lost 7-0. I forgot about Bentancur. He would have been good tonight. Bentancur, yeah, I really rated Bentancur. But, you know, Bentancur, it would have been nice if he was good in the week ago, but he wasn't that great either. Well, let's talk about it. Obviously, the goal. Let's talk about the goal first, actually. There's 2 people want to put some blame on here. And I'm going to, by the way, not going to blame Ange for not having a set-piece coach. Or he actually does now, but you know what I mean? It's the lame excuse if you are sitting there thinking this is the reason. It's so it was on Twitter, people going, what is our defensive corner strategy? And I quite quickly went, hang on, you must, because people have been saying that they've clearly never played Sunday League football or Saturday football. I went, see player that you're marking and don't let them run away from you. So Dragoshin failed there. I mean, Dragoshin's in the middle of the goal. His guy that he's left is way past the back post, right? The second guy I want to blame, Destiny. He just stood there. He can see the ball's coming, and he's got a bit of height to it, this ball. So you obviously know it's not going front post. You know, hang on, I'm going to need to be involved here. And sort of stood there and went, oh, crap, and then jumped. It was like, no, sorry about the screen shaking, all right? I'm quite heavy, so obviously the ground shakes as I move, I guess. But it wasn't really an attempt to go for the ball. So I think, yeah, Destiny needs to hold a lot of blame there, as well as Dragoshin. Not good enough, really. Not good enough. I actually thought people said we played well in the first half. I don't think we played well. I don't think we played badly. I thought we were the better team in the first half, ironically, but I don't think we were clearly better than them. I still think 1-0 probably was about right. 1-0 maybe, had Solanke scored that chance. Solanke missed that sitter. That wasn't great. I get that. But that was the first half. You could say maybe 1-0. Maybe. Second half, good Lord, they should have had 6 or 7. You know, and it was half the time us playing our way into trouble. Frazier playing out from the back wasn't good, but he made so many saves. For it only to be 1-0 today was down to him. Playing out from the back, not good enough. Ange doesn't rate Jed Spence. There's a clear thing here. The reason he's not in the European squad, he doesn't rate him. The reason he's not played today, he doesn't rate him. And I think as long as we get our head around that and we go, all right, he doesn't rate him. Completely get that. Sell him in the January window. Bring a new right back in. Do that. because stop carrying passengers. This squad is filled with so many passengers, evidently not Ange's flavour. And by the way, some of them have been in this club way before Ange got there, and they still won't move them on. That needs to change. Okay, because we're carrying 2 or 3 players onto the bench that Ange doesn't want to use, but he has to put them on there so we have at least a body on the bench. We're just not good enough against low block teams. Need to fix this. 21 shots, yeah. Honestly, the set piece was not even the worst part of the game. That's how bad the game was. Spence, he's played left, but he doesn't rate Spence. There needs to be massive changes, tactical changes. Do you know what I want to come to? I want to come to the tactical changes. I will do, because I think there's a few things in there that I want to have a word about. Ange won't change his tactics. This will continue. Ange likely gone by January. If Ange has gone by January, we have real issues at this club, because for some reason at this club we're so happy just to go, all right, sack him. We'll bring a new manager in. Who the hell are we getting, for one? And two, you're just enabling Levy to continue doing what he's been doing for 2 decades. You are just as much of the problem as he is, if you're saying that, by the way. And I know some of you aren't saying, I'm just saying, I know as a general, he'll be gone in January. I'm not saying that you think that or want that. I'm just, people that do want him gone are just enabling Levy. And half the time, they're the people that hate Levy the most. It's like, you're contradicting your point, my friend. We need youth centre. We just need centre backs. Romero has to play Sunday. He has to play Sunday. No ways about it. Which players are you talking about? I'm talking about Spence. I'm talking about Reguilon. He evidently does not want either of those two. I don't think he's sold on Bergvall, hence why Bergvall doesn't really play. But I tell you what, Bergvall is probably our best player today with Fraser Forster. Maybe Archie Gray, but he got skinned a few times, but I'm not going to kill him for it. But, those you'd say, I don't think he's sold on Timo. I don't think he's sold on Richarlison. Yeah, I think those are just name a few, but I could probably name some more. Yeah. We play with a squad of 21 with 9 out. Yeah, well, obviously, look, we also do need to be somewhat tempering expectations. You are missing starting goalkeeper, which, by the way, playing out from the back today, we struggle a little bit with. Funny. Our keeper's not bad at playing out from the back. Funny. The people that would give, by the way, Vicario stick, it's beautiful. It's aging well. Don't get me wrong, Fraser's been fantastic. And ironically, he has been the least of our problems since Vicario's been gone. Playing out from the back, Fraser struggled a little bit today, I would say. Brilliant everywhere else, but I think there he struggled. And there you go. Vicario wouldn't have struggled. Bentancur's obviously out. You're missing your 2 centre-halves. They're being out. You're missing your backup number 9. And by the way, Solanke's obviously not 100% healthy because he's been ill. You're missing, obviously, Richarlison. He has to go. He has to go. Either January or the summer. I'm sorry. I actually like him as a player. I like his attitude as a man as well. But also, my football club needs to have success. And I tell you what, if Real Madrid came offering for Richarlison probably would want to go. So I get why he's like, I want to show my worth to Spurs, but it's like, what if one of those really exciting clubs came in, you'd want to go, and I want a player that's going to play more than 30 minutes every month. I'm sorry, mate, but you're going to have to go. Gray did well, but looked so tired. Yeah, he did, didn't he? Ange is so convincing that he even takes the blame for Levy's at full. Ange out yet again. It's not the worst game you've seen in 50 years, Stephen. Stop overreacting, mate. I'm sorry. That's just lame. I've seen worse, and I'm 28 years old, mate. Fraser is better at corners, they said. Well, I'm not putting that corner on him, mate. I'm not putting that corner on him. Get rid of Werner. We need David in January, sell Richarlison. I don't hate that idea. I don't know what excuse you think I'm giving. I'm actually calling things out. Get the non-tactical change manager out of my club. Cool. You're enabling Levy. Good to see. So look, that was obviously a really annoying performance. But what I want to talk about this whole get Ange out of my club, because it's a really lazy excuse. And it's a typical thing. Get him gone, we'll get a new manager and it'll fix everything. Can you show me the body of work over the last two decades where that has worked? Hell, actually, do you know what? Scratch that. I'm 28 years old. Can you go back in the last 28 years where that has worked? I'm waiting. Funny, it's not worked, so I'm going to ignore that. It hasn't worked. There's a common denominator in all of these issues, and I've, do you know what? On this channel, I've tried to be like, let's not bring up the higher ups. Let's try and worry about the here and here. If I sent you into your work as a manager, let's say you ran a retail store, a clothing store, a supermarket, however you want to go about it. You think about it, right? I sent you into the store. You're as a manager. You're thinking, I'm a manager of a really good store. And I go, yeah, not a problem. You had two people on the tills. They're both not working today. They're ill. And they're going to be ill, by the way, for a few weeks. One of them's ill for about 2-3 months. The person that you had on footwear, they're actually not allowed to work for 6 weeks. And I know they're your main staff. They're full-time staff. You've got two part-time staff guys upstairs. They're not here for about 6 months. One of them's not here for about 2 or 3. One of them's not here for 6 months. The other guy, there's a guy in the stockroom who's here sometimes, not here the other times. And you've got one other guy who is just not here. Good luck today, by the way. Good luck today. You'd go, hang on, hang on, I can't do a good job as a manager there. But you expect Ange to do a good job. Please, I'd love a retort to that. How you expect a manager to do well without his starting goalkeeper, his new 2 starting centre-backs, his starting central defensive midfielder, his backup striker when his other striker's not healthy and fit. He's missing 2 left wingers, both of which might start ahead of Timo Werner. What do you expect him to do? The fact that we went into this season with 3 centre-backs for, I don't know, the 2nd season running is appalling. Absolutely appalling. And by the way, I'm not counting Ben Davies as a centre-back. That guy is a left-back who does play centre-back. It's like Archie Gray being a central midfielder who does play right-back. He's not a right-back. The reason Spence is not playing, he doesn't like Spence. He doesn't rate Spence. Move him on. You know? Awful. Sorry, I missed some comments. Let's have a look. I feel the board will give in the match against Chelsea for losers that I think, mate. If he gets sacked after Chelsea, that's embarrassing from the club. There's managers in this league who are still in employment who are terrible compared to Ange. He's not getting sacked after Chelsea. If we lost to Chelsea 5-0, he's not getting sacked. We need at least 3 new players. We need, good Lord. Do you know what? I thought we didn't need as much as we needed after January. I now think we need so much more. I didn't realize how crap this squad is. Ange needs to be better with his substitutions. Don't get me wrong. I agree with that. Kulusevski should have been substituted about 60 minutes into this game today. Don't know why he stayed on. He was one of our worst players, I think, on the pitch today. Crossing was awful. Picking out a pass was awful. Doesn't trust his right foot. Any shot that he had was straight at the keeper. Not good enough today. He should have been off. If we get a new manager by Christmas, that would be embarrassing for our club. We need I've missed it. We need reinforcements. There's a thumbs up. You're welcome. For left back and right back, agreed. We need reinforcements everywhere. Agreed. Spurs stop playing football like basketball. It's too energy taxing. Player injury levels is so high. Get rid of list. Richie, Regulon, I don't think Dragic was bad today. Corner, not good. I'll give you that. I don't think he was bad today at all. But I agree, he maybe doesn't fit the system. You know? Left centre back, left back, right back. If Jed is gone for sure, right centre mid, left wing, and another night. Well, yeah. If I was manager, had 18 months and spent 400 million, didn't perform, I wouldn't expect to get the sack. Wow, then Unai Emery should probably start getting the sack. No? Okay. Sorry, mate. Can't listen to excuses. Andrew doesn't have a clue. Then good night, Stephen. See you later. Dragon's good. Doesn't fit the system. Yeah, I've said that. What manager could win with 8 players out? None of them. Pep's struggling at the moment. One of the big reasons. You look at last season with Liverpool. They had missed out on, what was it? They'd lost Matip, Allison, Trent, I believe, at the same time. I think Robbo as well, actually. I think they missed Robbo at the same time. I think they missed maybe a centre mid, and they fell apart. Look at Arsenal this season when they lost Odegaard and Rice, I think, for a few games, started to fall apart. But people go, well, look at Chelsea. It's like Chelsea have about 300,000 million players and spend about 3 billion every year. Like, let's not compare ourselves to them, shall we? When you start them, well, I don't like you spent his sign a new contract. Well, that's on Levy. That's not on Ange. We know that. And anyone thinks it's on Ange, you are sadly mistaken. It would be embarrassing, but you could see the board doing it. Yeah, you could see him. Ironically, you could see them, and that would be honestly shocking. At least what Young coming in. Why is Ange so bad with subs? I don't say he's so bad with subs. He has good games. He has bad games. Today was one of those bad games, though. Definitely. Ange's going to go into content mode. Someone asking him about set pieces in the press conference. Honestly, I said Conte with what he said was right back in the day. He then obviously turned into a coward and then tried to go back on it because Levy obviously probably had a word with him. But he was right. He should have stuck to his guns, get the sack, get yourself paid off. You look like an absolute legend. Unfortunately, you look all right still, but you would have looked a legend for sticking true to your words. But you cried in front of Levy, He does, yeah. We have injuries. No, we know we have a lot of injuries. I know. Like I said, we're missing a goalkeeper, 2 centre-backs, a centre defensive mid, 2 left wingers, your backup striker, your starting striker is not healthy and fit, your starting captain, left winger is not fit as well. Your fullbacks could do with some rest, but evidently Ange does not rate the fullbacks we have there. But yeah, there you go. It's getting bad, the away sports. The away sport, do you know what? I feel for the away sports because I believe as well today there are no direct trains back from Bournemouth to London, which, don't wrong, for the people that live in the US or people live in Australia, yeah, it's not that long a journey. It's a few hours. But in England, that's a pretty decent damn journey. And that's appalling. And, the worst thing is as well, by the way, we play away at Bournemouth and we have 1 less day's rest come Sunday when we play Chelsea. Yeah, we're getting slapped by Chelsea. I can promise you that. What does Doggy have to offer this team? He doesn't look right. He doesn't look right. I don't know what's going on, Tyler. He does not look right. You know what I mean? No improvement. Fair enough, Daniel. Imagine we win against Chelsea. It wouldn't shock me, but it's not going to happen. Honestly, Poro goes to Madrid. Perfect place. I like Coyote. I do like Coyote. But who did I see that Real Madrid were linked with at right back now? I've seen Poro. I've seen Trent. There's someone else now they've been linked to. Who the hell is it? Proper out of the blue, rogue one. It's not Emerson Royale, shockingly. Can't remember who it is, but I saw it and I was like, that's come out of the blue. It's on TV. Fans are getting angry at Ange. Those players, need to go over to the fans and, do you know what? Stand there and let them have a word with you. Look, we temper expectations. We're not very fit and healthy. We struggle today with that. Okay. Yes, and we're struggling as well. I get that. Look, because if you have to use the same players every single week, it's not easy. I get that. I totally do get that. What I do want to have a word about is is the lack of actual effort when it comes to just tracking a runner or two. I can get where there's going to be games where attacking fluidity wise, it's not there. And yeah, we might be the top goal scorers in the Premier League. And so just sometimes it's not there. I get that. But effort is something you can always control. And we have got a few lazy players in this team. Statistically wise, Johnson's having a great season, but he is a little bit lazy. I can't lie. And I get maybe that's a tactic where, keep you a bit further up so we can, if we do win the ball, we can hit you, maybe so. But he's a bit lazy. And I said there's a bit of arrogance in this squad. I think there's a little bit of arrogance in this squad at times to think, well, we'll play these boys off the park. Bournemouth away is not a place that you should go in there with any arrogance. They only beat Man City. They beat Man City at home a few weeks ago. I'm pretty sure have they beaten Arsenal or something like that as well this year? They're beating another big boy this year. I can't remember who it is, but they beat another big boy. It's not good enough. Yeah, I agree, MGS. Some of these players aren't good enough. I can't say the word you said, demonetisation. No, might as well earn a quid for this or whatever it is. He's doing an awful season. I don't think I've seen him make one cross on the ball. He doesn't seem to cross it enough. Destiny, I agree. Doesn't seem to cross it enough. It was Dallo. Thanks, Josh. Daniel, I completely disagree, my friend. Yeah, it's Dallo. I don't think I think there's some injuries from training. Yeah, I do. But I also think there are some injuries that the medical team need to be having a word about. Romero and Van der Ven, the two that are standing out. Like Richarlison's a bit of a physical / mental injury, maybe. But I think they need to have their hands up and go. Can you show us the evidence as to why you think those guys were fit and ready to play? Because I saw Mickey van der Ven just before that Man City game coming out for warm-ups. He was limping. He clearly wasn't fit to play. You should have gone into Ange and go, he is not to play. He is not fit. Because if Ange is listening to a player, because this is what you do. As a player, I'm fit, I can play. The manager has to take your word on it. Medical team needs to step in there and go, he's not fit to play. He isn't to play. Romero for the Ipswich game clearly wasn't fit. Then he goes off to Argentina. Medical team at some point has to step in to say to the club, he isn't to go to Argentina. He's barely got through that game. He is not to go to Argentina. It's just stuff like that. But there are some from injuries in training where maybe there is some stuff going on in training that isn't helping. But I don't think we're helping ourselves as well, though. Lacaba, player. I think I'm doing an Evo and I'm in a FIFA at the moment. All the players just look lethargic, lazy, and interested. They do a little bit, and they start acting like newcomers. He's lost the dressing room. Playing for tonight. Sonny isn't happy being taken off because he wants to play, but he also knows that he has to be taken off because of fitness. He's not falling out of Maddison, not falling out of Romero. Not falling out of Basuma. Basuma's one of his boys. Ange gets all the rubbish and Levy gets away with it. Yeah, that's typical, isn't it? It's typical. Because people go, sack Ange. It's like, who are we going to get? And then they give you a crap name normally because they have no idea who they actually want. And they'll say like Graham Potter. And it's like, great, you have absolutely zero football knowledge then. And then guess what? 6 months down the line, they want to sack him as well. And it's like a never-ending cycle. How about let's work with this idea? Let's say, right, I'm going to point you out. Right, you're watching this. You're probably looking at me going, you're an idiot. And I agree, to be fair. But let's say you, right? You go on loads of dates with loads of people, right? And everyone doesn't work. But, the next one's going to be better. Don't worry about it. Next one's going to be great. But it still continues not to work. Don't you think the common denominator in this might be you? Right? It's fair. I'm not saying anything crazy. That's Daniel Levy. So, didn't fully back Poch. Squad fell apart. Right? Sacked Nuno after 6 weeks or 2 months. He sacked Mourinho for a cup final because had Mourinho won that, Mourinho could not have been sacked. Even if he lost every game after that to the end of the season, he would not have been able to been sacked. Conte. If he truly, truly backed Conte, Clement Longley would not have been signed to be a centre-back. He doesn't truly back his managers. Look at Jed Spence's situation. Ange was not saying, let's give him a year extra on his contract. The reason you are giving a player like that extra year on his contract is nothing to do with the manager. That is to do with the owner going, if we keep him, he's cheaper. That's all it is. That is all it is. It's happened at Man United for absolutely ages. Phil Jones is the prime example in that. Phil Jones wasn't good enough for how long? Kept getting 5 years deals because he was cheap. It's cheaper to keep a player than have to go out and buy a player. It means you have to do less work. It means you take it a bit more of a jolly. Simple as that. Medical team appears to be a joke. Andy, my guy, this performance, I'm not convinced. I'm convinced Ange knows what's going on. I can't lie. I think Ange is making a very evident dig at higher ups. At Levy, obviously. The comments in the week, I did the preview. Sorry, I did the video earlier today, and I talked about Ange making comments in the media, and I said that's a dig at the higher ups. And I'm just thinking about other games recently. Spence hasn't come on. Spence hasn't started games. Reguilon's on the bench. Gray's playing out of every other position other than his actual position, which I don't mind that to a degree. I think that's good for development. He's better off playing some minutes than no minutes. Bergvall, never playing minutes. That is such a massive dig at higher ups. I've just clocked it. Try stopping Mourinho going to Argentina. Just shoot me up with loads of pre-workout and just let me defend. I'll defend that plane. He ain't getting past me. All right. There was never any project. Well, then that's on Levy. Levy out. Levy needs spine. Levy, if he's serious about this, he needs to spend in January. Yeah. So if we don't sack him, we just keep losing. We just keep him losing. I don't know what you mean. Basuma's been awful. Basuma wasn't awful today, mate. I don't think he was awful today. I'm concerned about the winter transfer. Yeah, I am as well. Common denominator is Levy. Yeah, agreed. I backed Ange the whole time, but now I think it's time to let him go because I'm not letting him go on today. Again, Akram, though, let's be fair. Missing what you're missing, the lack of options because of that, you are somewhat having to go into a fight with one arm tied behind your back. You're not. Common denominator. I think we're agreeing here. We sat Nuno and oh god, there's comments. There's comments coming out. I'm catching up. I promise. I'm getting to your comments if you have commented. I promise. We sat Nuno. He's above us in the league. You Ange out people are deluded if you think he's the problem. Couldn't say it better myself. Bastoni didn't want to come. To be fair, if we got Bastoni, you wouldn't get Mickey Van de Ven. But Bastoni's unbelievable. Ange said he's always signs or Ange's a liar. Daniel, you know better than I do. If you think they're all Ange's signings, then you're cuckoo, as Roy Keane would say. But he has to say they're his signings because what else can he say? And let's be honest, it's not just Ange saying that. The previous managers have all said, nah, he's my signing, da-da-da-da. Lo and behold, it's not his signing. Conte was the same, Mourinho was the same, Nuno was the same, hell, Poch was the same. Hell, you probably go back to like AVB, the same. It's typical. I don't understand we keep Spence. Yeah, he needs to go in January. What's the point of having a sporting director in Man if Levy's still getting involved? Because he can't help himself. Solanke didn't look himself. Injuries. Well, no, that was illness, Eric, with Solanke. Grays plays because he is Levy's golden signing, but he's not ready. I think he might be ready, but yeah. Levy's done a cracking job off the field, but the record speaks for itself on the field. Sacking Ange won't change anything. Nothing will until Levy goes. Exactly. You can sit there and say there's things that Daniel Levy has done well. Absolutely. Absolutely. But you can point out things where you go, he's been a donut, he's an idiot. And that's fair to go both ways. And this is, by the way, it's the same with all the players, the same with Ange. I rate Ange. I will die on the Ange Hill on the Ange Hill, right? Oh, fireworks. My Mac is going mental. But I don't know where I got them from, by the way, but you're welcome. At least that spices up the mood a bit. But Ange substitutions wise didn't make any sense today. And there's things that he has done recently that I do not agree with. There's things I think he's done well recently. There's things he hasn't done well. Pardon me. And that's the way it is. Same with players. But consistently not doing well, that's a different story. Spence played brilliant in commentary and because I just don't think Ange rates him. I think that's the reason he's not in the European squad, by the way. Because do you remember he made that joke about how, well, I look really smart now for putting Fraser Forster in the European squad? It was like, yeah, that was a serious dig. Do you know what? Sitting here now and talking about it, the more I talk about it, the more I'm like, oh my God, every news press conference, there are so many subtle underlying digs at things that I just never pick up on. It's blowing my mind. I don't know if you got. I mean, it's the same with like all managers I know, but like with Ange, I just never thought about that because the media asks ridiculously crap questions to him all the time, and he gives creative answers just to wind them up. But there are some, if you can weed through the nonsense questions, the nonsense answers that he will give because he's been receiving nonsense questions, he will give you a few nuggets. That Reguilon answer was a nugget. That Spence one is a massive nugget. Andy, I cannot repeat that comment, but fair play, mate. That's a creative comment. We have to put everything into the cups, let's be honest. Hi, I'm new to your channel. You're right at the point. The board don't have enough ambition to win trophy. Frank Marcel. That's a great name. Welcome. I agree. I'm worried about Ange. I don't want him to go. I don't want to go either. And I don't think he will go. If a club has the right fundamentals, every manager could be successful at the club. But when it is rotten, the best managers in the world can't save that type of club. I commented back to people on Twitter saying, Sir Alex in his prime would not win with this. Simple as that. He would not win with this. Pep would not win with this. Klopp would not win with this. Oh God, I've missed some comments. Jesus. Oh, I'm going to try and blitz through these comments. I've missed a lot. Oh my God, I've missed a lot. If we sack him, I don't know who would take this project on. No one of real relevance. Today sort happens when you do not really back the manager and sign a windows. No quality players on the bench. Too many kids. Back Ange and back him properly with quality players. Ange out stupid. The problem are the players. They're not good enough. Spurs just don't. Do you know what? Do you know what? MGS. How often in football, right, do players let managers down? Look at Arsenal with Unai Emery. I like Unai Emery. I think he's a good player, a good manager. He might have been a good player, but I think he's a good manager. I think he's doing well at Villa. Now, I think Villa in the league is struggling a little bit, maybe, but I think they're a good club and he's a good manager. I think those Arsenal players let him down, and then the Arsenal board backed Arteta to get rid of those players that let Emery down. Look what happens. We've not given any manager that ability because it costs money. It costs that. Our owners spent is put 150 million in to the club, which is a lot of money. 150 million is a lot of money. You and I, all of us, the 101 of us watching together, don't have 150 million. If we do, drinks on whoever has the most. But compare in the real life of football, when your club is worth 3 billion, there's a serious issue there. You turn over revenue of 600 million a year. So you turn over 400. Sorry, you turn over 4 times the amount that's been put into the club. That 150 million, by the way, I don't think they put 100. I think they put 100. The other 50 is the money that Enick bought more shares and haven't put that in. No chance of Levy getting his Champions League money. We're spineless. We look toothless. Old man trying to eat a 12 ounce well done steak. I'll read that. Criticise the whole club, top bottom board, not good enough. Crimson, not good enough. Manager, coach staff, not good enough. Well, let's start from up there and we'll work our way down. Because until we start with that, there's no point starting here. I agree. I rate Ange, but we could have got a Marmoush in the summer 30 million. Oh, he's a player. I didn't think he was going to be as good as he was, by the way. Oh, hands up that. Good player, though. Good player. It doesn't sell Spencer, sell him, yeah. Doesn't value Spencer, sell him. Play Graham midfield in his correct position with fresh in the midfield. Oh, yeah, well, we need to try and play something there, don't we? Conte didn't say they were all his signs, mate. I don't think. Well, okay, fair enough if he didn't. But Conte also buckled and cowered from Daniel Levy when times got tough. Conte, when he came out after that game and slagged the club off, the higher-ups, everyone included, I championed him for that. I said that was I said, unfortunately, he's going to get the sack, but that was the right thing, and I agreed with what he said. He then went back on it a day or two later because Daniel Levy went, "What did you say about me?" And Conte went, "Oh, I don't want to get sacked. Oh God, nothing." And then absolutely crapped his pants, didn't he? But he was right. He should have just stuck to his guns. He was right. And the irony of that is, how long ago was that now? We're coming up to 2 years? 3 years? It might be 3. Might be 3 years. I can't remember when did Conte get sacked? Is it 2023? No. Was it? I don't know. 2 or 3 years ago. Nothing's changed since then. Like I said, prime Sir Alex to come in here. We ain't winning anything. Good shout there, Abdul. Give Sar a rest. Oh, yeah. Sack the chill guy. I can't lie. I rated the Bournemouth celebration. I did. When will people learn that it's not them? Oh, God, I've missed it again. Oh, Christ. I am trying to get through his comments. When people learn this is not the manager, it comes down to level players. We sign lack of coverage for injuries. They wasted Kane and Son's career because of this. Levy's done well on the business development side of Spurs. Stadium generated funds, but poorly on the football side. I agree. Levy doesn't back his managers. It's nothing new. It's up to the managers to deliver the squad he's given. Managers like, right, okay. So Redknapp had Luka Modric, Gareth Bale, and Ledley King for a time. He had, he had a lot of options in the attack when you look at Crouchy and Defoe, and he had Keno. He had Van der Vaart. He got 4th. Fair play to the lad. Martin Yole. I ever think of Martin. I like Martin, but every time I think about him, I think of Lasagna Gate. And Poch did well on less budget. Well, one thing I would say is about Poch is you look at when he had his success in the league at the time. Look at the clubs that were not doing well. Ironically, you had bloody Leicester in there, freaks. But that was it. He should have been backed more. But also, Poch didn't win a game away from home for over a year. So the people that are complaining about Ange and him in his away record must have thought Poch was the worst manager in the world. I don't know. Obviously, you didn't, but I'm calling out the irony. I think the winner gets a week and Man City keeps him. And I can't find anything to defend him anymore. I can find you a lot of things. Arsenio best be loud. Arsenio's atmosphere is crap because the higher ups are not giving it. Our starting centre back, goalie and 6 are all out. That doesn't affect our defence. If we play out the back, it really affects our off. I'm not sure you mean, Eric. It's not defending, must go. I assume you're talking about Levy, and I agree, Amin. Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, I didn't say he was the whole. Oh, no, that's not for me. Remember to like. Yeah, Jazz. I'm not asking anyone to subscribe, mate. Not after a loss. I never do. I probably have in the past, but I won't be anymore. We're a better squad than Ipswich and mid-table teams. Our form sucks. There's a reason that Sir Alex Ferguson always said it's just Tottenham. So did Lampard. It's countless. God, I can't keep up these comments. I'm really sorry. Do I think David is a good rotation option? Do you mean Jonathan David Petrossi? If so, then yeah, why not? Our self question is Signal good enough to be Ipswich? Yeah, probably. But you're allowed to lose a game. Like Ipswich played very, very well that day. And any side in the Premier League is a decent side, by the way. Don't listen to what the media says. All of those players on that pitch are 20 million times the players that we all were at football. They're good players. And you're allowed to have an off day. You know? You can't win them all. Everyone thought Conte was crazy. I'm not. Yeah, Conte was right. He just bottled it. Apparently, Perisic is balling. Good to see. Harry Adams, I don't know. I mean, stop it. Conte want to come to Spurs. He didn't want to come to Spurs. He thought he was doing us a favour. What about instant say between Ange and the fans? Things like, look, I haven't seen it because I was doing the live, so I'll have to check it after the game. Sorry, Harry Redknapp didn't create. Amin, stop. Harry Redknapp did not create Ledley King. Stop it. Be better than that, Amin. You are better than that. That's lazy. See you later, Van mate. I'll be heading off in just a second. I'm nearly caught up on these comments. I remember us needing a goal and he had Defoe sit on the bench. They all make mistakes. So it's okay to lose Ipswich and all the table teams. Why did I say it's okay to lose them? I said to it, you are. Sorry, I mean, you're putting words in my mouth, mate. I know you're upset about today's game, but now you're putting words in my mouth. You're coming up with the fact that Redknapp created Ledley King. You're asking for Harry Redknapp back, and now you're putting words in my mouth. Be better, mate. Come on. It's not what I said, and you know that. It's time for the scouts to do their jobs. Well, look, they brought in this data system. They've got to bloody find something in there. We should have to play through its inconsistency. Small field didn't help the second string defence. It doesn't, we're a better squad than you think if used properly. Man, if we dropped 5 points against teams that got promoted to the Premier League, no one created Ledley. Agreed. Yeah, well, there you go. Let's have a quick look at the Prem table. I don't really want to, but we should probably do it before people think I'm being a homer. Okay, so we're sitting in 10th. And we're 3 points off 5th, which supposedly we have a 98% chance of getting an extra Champions League spot this year, sorry. They said the same thing last year. We didn't get it. So there's that. But although Liverpool look like they're going to be the dog's bollocks this year, so they'll do well in Europe. Obviously, Arsenal, I think, are doing okay in Europe. Chelsea should win the Conference League. City should still be all right in Europe to a degree. Villa are doing well in the Champions League. And you've got United, who I think are doing all right in the Europa. We're doing all right in the Europa. Is there another English Europa side? I don't think there is. No. Is it? No. No, I think it's just the two of us. And then Chelsea in the conference. Mohamed Salah's top of the goal scorers. Well, look at that. Those stupid fake faces on thumbnails. Honestly. What? Do you mean my thumbnails? The team that scored and me looking puzzled and confused. I don't think that's false at all. The title goes alongside it really well. We need to keep the faith in Ange. But mate, I'm there with you, Sean. I'm keeping it. Stop defending Ange. This is unacceptable. I haven't defended Ange. I actually called Ange out for some of the things he got wrong today. But again, you mustn't have been here when you heard it. So therefore, you think I'm doing what I'm doing. Me after winning Brazil 1 on Football Manager. 15 points off top, not resist it. Are we actually? I didn't look there. I didn't want to look there. Liverpool winning the title. It's 6 points off top 4. Yeah. Applied, waiting for Levy to reply. Amin, the guy, by the way, Amin's the guy that hates Daniel Levy. He is very much back Daniel Levy tonight, which is interesting. If we win the Europa Cup, do we get a spot in Champions League? Yes, you do. Salary's 25k. It's going to be less than that. Crazy, only 4 points off top 4. 6 points, Andy. 6 points. But, still not crazy. If I was Ange, I'd put all my eggs in the cup games. I don't think we should be putting... Not this early on. Not this early on. Yeah. When does Yang get here? We've been absolutely garbage. No excuses. Probably West Point says Ange took the jet. Well, there are excuses for this. Ange at ASAP. Amin's Levy in then. Good to see Amin. All that time that you spent slagging off Daniel Levy. Now I know you're a Daniel Levy homer. Interesting. But anyway, thanks for joining me this evening. Go and enjoy the rest of your evenings. Kick up your feet. Whatever you want to do. Enjoy the rest of your evenings. We'll be back tomorrow. hopefully speak positively ahead of the Chelsea game, but we'll see. Enjoy the rest of your games, everyone. I'll speak to you all very, very soon. Take care. Peace.